All right, here we go again. It's Denny. I am back here with another video. I'm in my comfy chair that I used to watch movies and stuff. Um, First of all, just thought I'd say congratulations and cheers to the Edmonton Oilers for another crazy season, another wild playoff run that unfortunately ended and they did not win. So congrats to the Florida Panthers for winning another Stanley Cup. Our boys did our best, but just couldn't get over that hump. Such is life, and you win, you lose. In life, you learn, and you move on, and just realize it could be all part of God's plan. So better luck next year, but well done, fellas, and congrats to everybody. Hope you had a good week. Hope you had a good Father's Day. Check out my Father's Day video that I uploaded 2-3 days ago. Just me talking in my Jeep about a little bit about my dad and a little bit about roles of fathers in society. Some of my thoughts on that topic. And check it out. Hope you get something out of that one. As far as video for today, I just thought I'd talk a little bit about dating and single men and relationships for a little bit. I've been going out, hanging out with friends, and during this playoff run, all these watch parties and going out for drinks after. Been doing quite a bit of socializing, so I thought I'd share some stuff that we've been talking about. A couple of topics I picked out of different conversations I've had over the last week. And it's also tied to bigger concepts that I've been thinking about for years. So that's kind of the good thing about hanging out and chatting with people is and having a few drinks is like topics that, I could do a video about that, or somebody might plant a seed in my head and that might grow into an idea for a video. And then, I just think about it a little bit and see what I can add to it, or what my ideas are, or attack it from different angles and then share that with you. So today I want to talk about dating advice for men, and specifically like what good places to meet women are as a single guy. And that's something I chatted with a couple buddies about the last few days. And it's interesting. It seems to be a lot of the same advice over and over again that shows up. I know that if you're a bachelor that's having a hard time, that can't seem to get anybody in his life, you're going to find a lot of the same people saying the same things over and over again, and a lot of the same tips and tricks and advice is going to be put in front of you, and you'll find that it's kind of always the same. There's not a lot of outside the box thinking. It may happen once in a while, but typically this advice is put in front of you, and whether you deal with it or take it on face value and integrate it into your life, or just implement it, then that's up to you, and maybe you have varying degrees of success. Maybe it works for some people, maybe not so much others, but it is interesting to explore what most people tell you as a single guy. So specifically today though, I'm just going to talk about a couple things or places that people suggest if you're trying to meet somebody. We all know the big ones like online and bars and clubs and stuff like that, but today is kind of more looking at things that on a surface level, they seem to make sense, but when you scratch the surface or look at it from different angles, maybe these places and this advice is a little bit overhyped and sometimes inaccurate and sometimes has missing pieces to it. And that's something we need to think about. And before we take this advice, to really figure out what it is. It's going down. It's actually like 9:30 at night, and this is just natural daylight here. Apologize, it's getting darker on this video. I'm gonna have to make this a little quicker, possibly, but it is what it is. Now I'm going to talk about the first thing is yoga class or any thing where there's a high ratio of men to women, or sorry, higher ratio of women to men, like whether it's 10 women to one guy or 5 to 1, whatever it is. 5 to 1, 1 in 5. No one here gets out alive. So yeah, yoga class is one that has come up a lot in my life. Now I'll share a quick story. As you know, I'm a locksmith, and some years back I had fixed a door and a lock to a yoga studio in the neighborhood here, actually. And so they were the people that ran the studio were fairly impressed with my work, and they were appreciative of my promptness and how quickly and efficiently I was able to get it done. And they wanted to share a token of their gratitude by giving me some free yoga classes, in addition to of course, what I billed them. So they did pay the bill, plus I guess as a tip or a token of gratitude, they gave me, I think it was first five classes for free. And then, if I liked it, I can sign an extension thing and then pay monthly after that. So at the time, I was really like big into like dating scene and going out a lot and stuff. And up until that point, a lot of the advice, whether online or even through my friends or people who are older or more experienced, were saying, yeah, you should take yoga class. There's a lot of women there, very few guys. There'll be mostly women in the class. I'm sure, most of the people are well adjusted and, good people because they're doing something healthy, healthy for their bodies and their minds. Yoga, meditation, that's all positive stuff, good energy and all that. So I thought, wow, this makes sense for sure. And I took them up on their gift and did the yoga classes, and didn't mind it too much at the start because it was new and exciting. Not that exciting, but interesting. And I was really focused on, being as healthy as possible. And yoga is something I've thought about doing up until that point. But so I finally got to do it. So I was happy about that. And I enjoyed the first couple sessions. And then there's always that thing on the back of your head, well, they say this is the place to meet women. And so I was intrigued about that and a little bit, excited as well for that part of it. But as the classes went on, I learned that basically it's the idea of meeting a girl at yoga class as a single guy it's a little bit overhyped, and there's a lot you don't really consider when you just look at the surface, like, okay, there's more guys or there's more women than men, and that's it. And that's what you're going off solely on a numbers thing. There's way more to it. Unfortunately, I'd like to say that, yeah, yoga class totally works, and all you have to do as a guy is go to a yoga class or any Pilates or dance class, and there'll be more women than men, and you'll definitely meet somebody there. But that's not really how it works in the real world. Because at least from my experience, I'm not saying it never, of course, men have met women at yoga and got married even, or went on a date, or any of these female dominated classes that guys can take. I'm sure it happens, there's outliers and there's examples, but and I'll get to maybe why it worked for them and not for you and me in a little bit here. But just going back to my experience with it is, you show up there to do yoga, and then you're in this class, you are paying attention to the instructor's in control, and it's not really a social venue. You're not really gonna chat up people during yoga class, and especially the way it's laid out, you're all in your little section but in a big room, so it's not like you could yell over to the girl you like that's 15 feet away and start a conversation or anything. So that's like obvious stuff. And you might think, well, okay, you would do it before or after the class starts, right, is when you talk. And yeah, you could do that. There's not a lot of time though. Very little. I've noticed that like people show up just literally minutes before the class starts, maybe even within seconds sometimes. And in my neighborhood here, there's a couple yoga studios even now. And what I notice is like the girls that are going to it, they're often in a hurry. They're just getting off work, or for whatever reason, they have to park the car a few blocks away and run over to the class, and they've got their yoga mats and their gym bag and whatever, and they're always in a hurry. So you don't really have time to chat. And especially just getting there a couple minutes or seconds before yoga class, you literally have no time to talk to anybody beforehand. And then from there, the instructor takes over. It's there, they have the floor and all the attention's on them. So you don't even have much time to talk. And then of course, after class, that's really would be your ideal time, your only opportunity, if any, to talk to somebody. And you could try that. But the problem is, with this hustle and bustle culture and this busy world, there's not much time thereafter. They're usually in a hurry to get to the next thing, get home for dinner, or meet up with whoever, or just in a hurry to get home. That's what life is now. It's kind of like that Seinfeld bit where it's like wherever you are, you just go into the next thing. It's like, I gotta go here. And then as soon as you get there, what do you gotta do next? I gotta go. You tell your friend, I gotta go. And then you get to the next thing and you have your dinner or whatever. And what's next? Well, you get up and you say, I gotta go. Everyone's gotta go. Everyone's on the go. No one's hanging around really. Especially, people that are into something like yoga, they probably have busy lives, whatever. To afford classes, you gotta have a good job, and you probably have a social life too. So it's very hard in that aspect. Just logistically, the logistics aren't great. The ratio is great. The timing and all that isn't. Now the other thing that's a problem, and the obvious one, is women go to yoga class. Wait for it. Why do they go to yoga class? To do yoga. Yes. They don't go to meet guys. At least that's how I perceive it. I mean, think about it this way. there's way more girls than guys. So as a guy, you're like, great place to meet women, yoga class. But if you're a woman and you want to meet a guy, if you're single and looking, which most women really, a lot of those women don't even exist, single and looking. They're single and not looking. There's taken, there's married. It's all these things. But even if a girl is in that stage in her life, or in a time period where she's single and really wants to meet a guy, why would you go to yoga class where it's all chicks? Doesn't really make sense, does it, right? But yet, to guys, this yoga thing is the most, it's the holy grail of meeting women. But you don't really consider, why are the women there? They're not there to meet guys. Now, does it happen? Sure, I'm sure it happens once in a while. Maybe it's not planned, and sometimes you get lucky and you meet someone and hit it off, and there's chemistry and circumstances are right, and it can happen. I mean, maybe you're walking to your car and a girl in your class drops something, and you, just like a movie or something, serendipity, you give it to her, and she recognizes you from the class, and you start chatting, and away you go. But those moments are few and far between. So vast majority of the time, if you take yoga classes as a guy looking to meet somebody, it's probably not going to happen. I wish you luck, though. Who knows, maybe one day I'll try yoga again one day. Actually didn't like it that much. Didn't really get a lot out of it. I just prefer going to the gym. I found that swimming gives me just as good of an endorphin release as yoga. And I know yoga is healthy for the stretching part and the having a healthy spine and all that, but it's kind of grueling physically and very uncomfortable. You're just in a room with sweaty people and doing awkward poses that feel unnatural. Spend a lot of money and a lot of woo-woo energy type stuff. So I'm not totally into it. Maybe when I get older, I'll maybe revisit that. So yeah, that's kind of the main one. And like I say, spin classes, Pilates, some kind of dance thing, classes or lessons where it's mostly women. It's probably the same sort of thing where, they're not really there looking for to meet a guy for a relationship. Sorry, I'm a bit tired. Long day. I'm filming this kind of late. Natural light, and it's like 10 o'clock. Welcome to northern Alberta. Yeah, and that's something we discussed with friends and all that, like places to meet women, and the classes one came up as a big thing. So that's a piece of mainstream advice I've kind of debunked here. Is there anything else that this may be another example? Nothing I could think of right now, but I mean, you get the point. These places that are often, I think a lot of it's like Hollywood movie stuff too. It's like, the guy and the girl meet at the laundromat, and people start going to laundromats to meet people, and then you'll go there, I don't know, once a week for, let's say, a year, so like 52 times. You start doing your laundry at the laundromat because you think you're gonna meet somebody, but like 51 out of 52, there's nobody attractive that you're interested in, even there at the same time. That's kind of, yeah, and it's like if you take a yoga class or any of these things, what are the odds that like you're even gonna be interested in anybody, even as a guy? Like I know there's some fit ladies there and stuff, but you might not even find your type. So if you're spending all this money on these classes and going there and you don't meet anybody anyways, it's like what a waste, you know? Yeah, so that's something to think about, that's for sure. Um, I mean, anything can happen at any time, anywhere, but you got to look at the reality of it and the real life situation. And another one is online. I'm sure you could do a whole video of like online dating, but anyone that tells you that, you know, as a single guy, that's the place to be. That's completely out to lunch. They don't really have the experience that you and I are having. So know the reality of the situation and how online dating works and who's successful and who isn't. And yeah, I mean, it just depends on the type of guy you are as well. I mean, if you want to go back for a second to yoga or even online or wherever, if you're an attractive guy, you're going to have a better chance no matter where you are. Uh, you know, if you're successful and very fit and handsome, you'll have a better chance. You know, whether it's online or at the bar and club or at yoga class or at a wedding. Yeah, that's another one. Weddings are a great place to meet women, right? Okay, well, the problem is you're still you, so you don't automatically transform into a hunk just because you're at a wedding. And the idea behind like meeting someone at weddings is because the bride is gonna be obviously like her friends or relatives, the women that maybe are single, they're seeing this bride get married, and that's gonna leave them open to you know, more shenanigans, or they're gonna be itching more for a man in their life or in their bed or something. Just watch the movie Wedding Crashers. That's what it's all about. The whole idea of the movie is about meeting women at weddings. And and I've been to a lot of weddings, and I've yet to meet anybody or get a single date from a wedding because, like you say, there's unless you're like the most attractive guy there, it's a little tougher. So yeah, that's basically my thoughts on this. Wherever you go, there you are. It's up to you to improve yourself and you know, not give up. If you know, if you're still interested in dating, if you've given up on it, that's fine too. I understand. And a lot of it's you've given up for reasons I've talked about in this video, but you don't have to give up. I mean, all these things are options. I'm just saying that it's not all it's cracked up to be. Don't take it as some, you know, great helpful advice. It's just advice. It may work, it may not. And yeah, just keep getting out there. For me, you know, maybe I'll talk about what I think are the best ways to maybe meet somebody, and that's through friends. And I've been hanging out with friends and actually expanding my circle a little bit, and actually meeting some ladies. You know, nothing's happened yet, but that's probably the if any, if there's any good way, that might be near the top, is just through your friends. Make some friends with people that are connected, that know other people, that can get you in touch and make connections mutually, and maybe get some dates that way. So yeah, that's all I have to say on that topic. Yoga, overrated. A lot of these things are overrated online. In the real world, these things aren't how they are presented to by your experts, and your dating, you know, gurus and general online advice or whatever, mainstream advice. There's a lot more to it, and there's more to think about. So anyways, hope you enjoyed that. Hope you have a good rest of the week. It's going to be like cloudy and rainy here, so I will cozy up with some nice hot tea maybe tomorrow night, and relax, take a break from all the celebrations and partying and socializing I've been doing, and maybe get a couple extra videos out. Please subscribe if you're new to the channel, if you like this type of content. Leave your thoughts in the comments, your advice or quick story. That's no problem. I have a PayPal donation link if you want to donate to the channel, and I also accept super thanks in the comments as a way of helping out the channel. So once again, peace be with you, God bless you, and we will see you on the next video. Denny out.